Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Let's start with our top story. In Madhya Pradesh, a bus carrying around 54 passengers fell into a canal in Sidhi after the driver lost control over it. At least 42 people have been killed and several others are seriously injured. Search operation is underway. Bus was going from Sidhi to Satna. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has condoled the tragic incident. The Chief Minister has also postponed his Greh Pravesh program. It was the second major event of Greh Pravesh in Madhya Pradesh under the ambitious Housing for All scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which would have benefited over 1 lakh beneficiaries. Home Minister Amit Shah has expressed grief over the bus accident in Madhya Pradesh's Sidhi district. He tweeted saying, spoke to Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. He said local administration is providing all possible help for relief and rescue. Deepest condolences to the relatives of the deceased, wishing recovery of injured very soon. The death toll in the aftermath of the snow avalanche in Chamoli of Uttarakhand has gone up to 58. NDRF team recovered 2 more bodies from Tapovan Hydel project tunnel this morning. Uttarakhand DGP Ashok Kumar clarified that all rescue operation in Joshima, Treni and Tapovan areas will continue. He also said that the team is digging out bodies from debris and this should get completed in 3-4 days. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today participated in a program organized in Bahraich district in Uttar Pradesh to commemorate the birth anniversary of Maharaja Suheldev via video conferencing. The Prime Minister also inaugurated the medical college building named after Maharaja Suheldev. Governor and Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh were present on the occasion. During the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid the foundation stone of Maharaja Suheldev Memorial and Chittora Lake development work. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said history of India is not only the history written by colonial powers or those with colonial mindset. Indian history is what has been nurtured by the common people in the folklore and taken forward by the generations. He lamented the fact that the people who sacrificed their all for India and Indianness have not been given their due importance. PM said in Uttar Pradesh, the villages, poor and farmers are benefiting directly from the improved power, water, roads and health facilities. He added, through the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, money has been deposited directly in bank accounts of about 2.5 crore farmer families. Number of medical colleges and hospitals are being built in the state to provide better healthcare facilities. Prime Minister said that all types of misinformation was spread against the agricultural laws. He said that those who enacted laws to call foreign companies in the country are scaring farmers with Indian companies. These lies and propaganda stand exposed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses webinar for consultation on roadmap for effective implementation of budget in infrastructure sector. Over 200 panelists shared their ideas on improving pace and quality of infrastructure development. Delhi Police has written to video calling app Zoom asking about the meeting related to toolkit case involving various activists. Delhi Police has sought to know who all participated in that meeting. The police had also sought answers from Google on the toolkit in question. Delhi Police on Monday said that the controversial toolkit on farmers' protest, which was tweeted and subsequently deleted by global climate activist Greta Thunberg, was created by advocate and activist Nikita Jacob and her associates Shantanu and Disha Ravi. Bharatiya Janata Party has announced its list of candidates for the by-elections of the Rajya Sabha seats from Gujarat. By-elections to 3 Rajya Sabha seats, 2 from Gujarat and 1 from Assam, would be held on March 1st. One seat in Gujarat fell vacant following the death of Congress leader Ahmed Patel on November 25, 2020. His term was up to August 18, 2023. The other seat in the state was vacated due to the death of Abhay Ganpatrai Bhardwaj on December 1st. His term was up to June 26, 2026. Foreign Secretary Harsh Vardhan Shringla will be on an official 2-day visit to Moscow from Wednesday. This will be his first foreign visit of the year. The Foreign Secretary will hold the next round of India-Russia Foreign Office consultations with Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Igor Morgulov, during which the two sides will review the entire gamut of bilateral relations, including the forthcoming high-level exchanges. PM Narendra Modi met COP26 President-designate Alok Sharma today. Discussions were held on India-UK cooperation on climate change agenda and COP26. PM conveyed best wishes to UK for successful organisation of the climate summit. Asian shares rallied on Tuesday, setting the stage for world equities to extend their bull run for a 12th consecutive session. In Hong Kong, the Hang Seng Index rose 1.4% to hit a 32-month high, while Australia's S&P ASX 200 gained 0.7% for the session. Japanese stocks that hit a 30-year high in the previous session extended their rally today. The benchmark Nikkei 225 opened higher by 145.31 points to 30,229.46 points. Jaguar Land Rover's luxury Jaguar brand will be entirely electric by 2025, and the car maker will launch e-models of its entire lineup by 2030, the automobile giant said on Monday as it joined a global race to develop zero-emission vehicles. Fake reviews for products are being sold on Amazon's marketplace online in bulk. According to a consumer group, 10 websites have been found selling fake reviews from £5 each and incentivizing positive reviews in exchange for payment or free products. From its fresh record high level of 52,517 hit earlier today, the S&P BSE Sensex ended at 52,104.17. The NSE's Nifty 50, on the other hand, managed to hold the 15,300 level and ended at 15,313.45. The Indian rupee today settled on flat note, down 1 paisa at 72.69 against US dollar. Gold prices in India traded higher on the multi-commodity exchange Tuesday. Gold futures rose 0.21% to rupees 47,341 per 10 grams. While silver futures traded 0.16% higher at rupees 70,244 per kg. Petrol prices soared to rupees 99.87 per litre in Rajasthan, the highest level India has ever seen, as fuel prices hiked for the 8th day in a row. In Delhi, petrol now comes for rupees 89.29 per litre and diesel for rupees 79.70. Rates are higher in states that levy higher VAT. The active cases in the country are showing a consistent decline. India's total active caseload has dropped to 1.36 lakh today. The present active caseload now consists of just 1.25% of India's total positive cases. More than 1.06 crore people have recovered so far. 11,805 patients have recovered and got discharged in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate of 97.32% is amongst the highest in the world. The difference between the recovered and active cases has further increased to 1,496,153 today. 31 states and union territories have reported recovery rate more than the national average. Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli have a recovery rate of 99.88%. 17 states and union territories reported no deaths in the last 24 hours. 6 states and union territories have reported no new cases in the last 24 hours. As on 16 February 2021 till 8 am, the cumulative number of healthcare and frontline workers vaccinated against COVID-19 in the country has surpassed 87 lakh. 87,20,822 beneficiaries have been vaccinated through 1,84,303 sessions as per the provisional report till 8 am today. As on day 31 of the vaccination drive on 15 Feb, a total of 4,35,527 beneficiaries were administered the vaccine. 9,121 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. 80.54% of the new cases are from 5 states. Maharashtra reported the highest daily new cases at 3,365. It is followed by Kerala with 2,884, while Tamil Nadu reported 455 new cases. 81 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. 5 states account for 70.37% of the new deaths. Maharashtra saw the maximum casualties, 23. Kerala follows with 13 daily deaths, and Punjab has reported 10 new deaths. The tally of COVID-19 cases worldwide has surpassed 10 crore and 96 lakh. The total recoveries stand 8 crore 42 lakh. The deadly virus has claimed over 24 lakh 19,000 lives globally. The US continues to remain the worst affected from COVID-19, where more than 2 crore 83 lakh cases have been registered. The country has reported over 4 lakh 98,000 deaths due to COVID-19. The World Health Organization on Monday listed AstraZeneca and Oxford University's COVID-19 vaccine for emergency use. Austria's government on March 1st will decide on a potential loosening of pandemic restrictions that could come into effect around Easter at the earliest. Germany on Monday said that its decision to impose border controls with the Czech Republic and Austria is a temporary measure of last resort and defended a lockdown extension against business demands for a roadmap to reopening. Britain says that the new hotel quarantine scheme is running smoothly after it was launched on Monday. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Monday said that world powers should clinch a global treaty on pandemics to ensure proper transparency after the novel coronavirus outbreak, which originated in China, as he said that it's fairly obvious that most of the evidence seems to point to the disease having originated in Wuhan. Mexico on Monday began the massive task of vaccinating its millions of residents over 60 against the coronavirus, with older Mexicans lining up by the dozens and waiting for hours amid delays in applying the shot. South African natural gas and helium producer Energen will start production of its helium-powered ultra-cold mobile freezer in the next few days and has started discussion to sell the units to logistics companies. Colombian President Ivan Duque on Monday announced that Colombia's first 50,000 doses from Pfizer Inc. COVID-19 vaccines have arrived in the Andean country ahead of a possible early rollout of inoculations. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg on Monday said that Taliban militants in Afghanistan must do more to meet the terms of a 2020 peace agreement with the United States to allow for any possible foreign troop withdrawal by a May deadline. 3 months after the Trump administration rejected her, former Nigerian Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala received unanimous backing on Monday to become the first woman and first African Director General of the World Trade Organization. Peruvian Foreign Minister Elizabeth Estete said that she resigned after acknowledging she received a dose of the coronavirus vaccine from China's Sinopharm outside of clinical trials and before the national immunization program began. A South African inquiry into corruption during former President Jacob Zuma's time in office has asked the Constitutional Court to impose a jail term on Zuma after he defied the court's order to appear before the inquiry on Monday. At least 3 rockets landed near Erbil International Airport in the semi-autonomous Kurdistan region of Iraq, killing 1 and injuring 5 people on Monday. Indigenous organizations in Ecuador held protests and a march to the capital Quito on Monday midnight, demanding a recount of vote of the 7th February presidential elections be respected. Residents in North Korea's capital of Pyongyang today celebrated the 79th birth anniversary of their late leader Kim Jong-il by offering a floral tributes. Kim Jong-il's birthday, February 16, is a national holiday celebrated as the Day of the Shining Star. The former president of Argentina, Carlos Menem, has been laid to rest. People paid their respect to the former leader, who was buried in the Islamic cemetery of La Tablada in the south of Buenos Aires province, next to the body of his son, Carlos. A hotel in Johannesburg has introduced robot staff and says they could be used to serve customers with COVID symptoms. Robots Lexi, Mika and Ariel have been introduced at Hotel Sky in Johannesburg's wealthy Sandton district. A strong earthquake struck Vanuatu's capital Port Vila today, with eyewitnesses reporting violent shaking and the US Geological Survey measuring a shallow 6.2 magnitude quake just off the coast. Greece has been hit by the heaviest snowfall in 12 years. A cold front swept across the country from Saturday, driving temperatures down to -20 degrees Celsius, causing rare snowfall in Athens after a period of unseasonably warm weather. According to the Met Department, the snowfall is the fiercest in terms of intensity and volume. Rose Monday 2021 was celebrated in Cologne, although pandemic restrictions made the whole celebration very quiet. As the clock struck 10 to mark the start of the carnival season in the Rhineland, some people still roamed around streets and dressed up to mark the occasion. Lockdown cooking, casual clothing inspired designer Jason Wu's Autumn-Winter 2021 collection, which is models paraded live at New York Fashion Week. The creations were dished out in his 1950s inspired Mr. Wu's general store between rows of fresh produce set up in an empty Broadway shop front. Finns keen to avoid gyms this winter have found a new way to keep fit. They are running in the snow wearing no training shoes, just thick woolen socks. Finland has seen particularly heavy snowfall this winter, and running outside in just socks provides great exercise as well as a sense of freedom, according to people. Crowds of seals lie on the sand, some wriggling towards the water on the northern French coast, where they are staging a comeback. Drone images show wild grey seals frolicking at low tide near the town of Mark. Seals started to disappear from the Côte d'Opale in the 1970s. Fluttering swarms of monarch butterflies return to the warm weather of Mexico in their annual journey this year. Millions of orange and black monarch butterflies migrate to Mexico after traveling 3,220 kilometers across from Canada across North America. A Russian cargo ship blasted off towards the International Space Station aboard a Soyuz rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan yesterday. The ship is carrying supplies for the crew currently on board the ISS. According to NASA, the ship, after a two-day journey, will connect to the station's Perse docking compartment tomorrow. The unmanned spacecraft will remain docked to the space station's Russian segment until later this year. The United Arab Emirates Hope mission returned its first picture of Mars. The spacecraft entered into an orbit around the red planet today, making the UAE the first Arab nation in history to have a scientific presence at Earth's near neighbor. A grandpa in Estonia created a computer-free experience for his grandchildren. He has created an ice carousel on the Baltic Sea, an ice carousel builder by profession. Consistent in his efforts, Ale made parts of the carousel every day as sub-zero temperatures freeze part of the structure overnight. As temperatures dropped in the Czech Republic in the village of Ver in the country, organizers of a climbing area transformed a rock face into a 131-foot ice wall by pouring water over the cliff face. The whole process took only 5 days to create as climbers tackled the tall structure. In Berg Island, plans for a statue of two female pirates thought to have been lovers have been rejected by a parish council. The statue by sculptor Amanda Cotton celebrates the pair who broke gender boundaries. Now, statue of 18th century pirates Anne Bonny and Mary Read is proposed for a beauty spot on the island. And back home, on the occasion of Basant Panchami today, people took holy dip in Ganga in Haridwar. This year, Kumbh Mela is also taking place in Haridwar. The Haridwar Kumbh started on January 14th and will continue till April. Sports stories now. Scott Miller, a former Olympic swimmer who won a silver medal for Australia, has been arrested and charged with running drug syndicate trafficking in ice. India have outplayed England completely in the second test. India have levelled the four-match series 1-1 after beating England by a massive 317 runs. Ashwin, Akshar Patel and Rohit Sharma were the chief architects in India's massive 317-run win. Ashwin received the Man of the Match award. After India's record win in Chennai, Kohli equals Dhoni's record to become joint most successful India Test captain at home. Both Dhoni and Kohli have now won 21 Test matches at home as captain. With India's victory over England, there was a big change in the points table of the World Test Championship. India reached second place, England slipped to number 4. England also announced a 17-member squad for the third match to be played in Ahmedabad from February 24th. Moeen Ali, who took 8 wickets in the second test, did not get a place in the team. Russian qualifier Aslan Karatsev became the first man in the open era to reach a Grand Slam semi-final on debut, overcoming an injured Grigor Dimitrov in 4 sets at the Australian Open. Serena Williams stormed into the semis with a stunning straight set 6-3, 6-3 victory over fellow former world number 1 Simona Halep. Naomi Osaka cruised past Siesu V in just 66 minutes to reach the semis. The Japanese third seed beat her Taiwanese opponent with 6-2, 6-2. The UEFA Champions League gets back underway this midweek as Liverpool kick off the knockout rounds with a trip to Hungary as they face RB Leipzig at the Puskas Arena. Barcelona are back in action for the biggest game of the season so far, the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 tie against Paris Saint-Germain. Timo Werner's first goal in 15 Premier League games sent Chelsea back into the top four as the Blues saw off Newcastle 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. West Ham are now fifth after a comfortable 3-0 win over Sheffield United. Goals from Declan Rice, Issa Diop and Ryan Fredericks secured a win and kept West Ham in the hunt for an unlikely Champions League place. The Champions League knockout round will start from today. In the first match, Liverpool will face German club RB Leipzig. The 2021 Super League tournament of the Indian Kho-Kho Federation was held at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium where Pahadi Panther won the league. In Kho-Kho 2021 Super League tournament, Pahadi Bilaz scored a 7-point win over Panthers. Hollywood actors Ali McGraw and Ryan O'Neal have been honoured on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the first ever virtual ceremony by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Hollywood Walk of Fame has honoured influential figures in the entertainment industry since 1960. Hundreds paid their respects to actor Cicely Tyson during public viewing in New York. Well-wishers waited in line outside the Abyssinian Baptist Church for the public viewing. Dozens of Spanish police stormed a university today to arrest rapper Pablo Hasél, who had barricaded himself inside after being sentenced to jail on charges of glorifying terrorism and insulting royalty in his lyrics. The 10-time Grammy winner, rapper Nicki Minaj's father, has died after a hit-and-run incident that took place Friday evening in New York. Minaj was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A Spanish chessboard maker discovered by chance that its products played a cameo role in hit Netflix series The Queen's Gambit. Its sales have since soared. The series, based on the 1983 novel by Walter Tevis, debuted in October 2020 and quickly became a hit. The trailer of Bollywood movie Ruhi has arrived. The first look posters of Ruhi were released with actors Rajkumar Rao, Janhvi Kapoor and Varun Sharma. Ruhi has been directed by Hardik Mehta, produced by Dinesh Vijan and Pragdeep Singh Lamba. It is set to hit theatres on 11th March. And Bollywood's living legend Amitabh Bachchan, who made his debut in the year 1969 with Saath Hindustani, has completed 52 years in the film industry of signing his first film. On this special milestone, Big B thanked his fans for showering him with their love and blessings. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.